no vote.
on steroids. You know he's on steroids.
Well, you don't know it's steroids. He tested positive for performing-enhancing drugs. Well, it's probably steroids.
It's steroids.
I'm with you.
And just because somebody sent his piss through UPS instead of FedEx because they handled it wrong, he gets to keep that shit. Oh, well, we handled the piss. Nigga, you was on steroids. You should have had better numbers because you got Fielder batting behind you. Matt Kemp basically got me hitting behind him.
You are the Tony Gwynn Jr. of comedy.
No, like there's no, it's just basics, man. Like how the fuck, if you talking most valuable player, like Matt, and I hate the Dodgers with a passion. Like
I love the Dodgers.
I hate the Dodgers with a passion because I hate that stadium.
But here's the other thing.
I hate that fucking stadium.
Here's the other thing about Royals fans is you want to know why the Dodgers got good in a hurry. You want to know why Frank McCourt sold the Dodgers to fucking Magic Johnson?
What?
It's because nobody went. Because Frank McCourt was such a diabolical, evil cocksucker.
Because white boys are getting killed.
What?
Nobody went because white boys are getting killed. They got families.
No, I'll tell you. No, that's not why nobody went. Nobody went. Listen, I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
I know you're talking about that kid Stowe that got beat.
You damn right.
Yeah, but
if
that's
I get
not
my
why.
brains beaten in by a random Mexican because I got the wrong jersey on, guess what? I think I'll go to a picnic instead of going to your fucking baseball game.
Then why is every Raider game full? That shit's just
because
full.
it's all Mexicans.
Let me tell you what I was going to tell you.
It's true.
Okay, but that's not why people are. Well, look, the Dodgers do 3.
Do you see any white boys at a Mexican game? I mean, at a Mexican game, at an Oakland Raiders game.
Yeah, lots.
Really?
Raider fans.
Kickers, yeah, that's about it.
You
don't see no white boys in the stands of a
Polish.
fucking Oakland game in Oakland.
You want to know how fucking ridiculous being a Raider fan is? The kicker is the only white guy on the team, and he's fucking Polish, and he's a big, yoked fucking Polak.
I've seen him before.
Huge.
He's fucking huge.
He gets arrested for giving himself GHB. That guy roofies himself and crashes his car. That shit really happened.
You're kidding.
No, he's always caught with like ecstasy and GHB. He's just a fucking animal. And he's just a dripping, sweaty, drunken mess that can just put it. And his fucking pants don't even go all the way down to his knee. It looks like he's wearing knickers. Look like Angus Young from AC/DC kicking a field goal. But here's the thing with the Dodgers. Frank McCourt's going through his divorce, and he wouldn't sign player A, player B, player C. They needed a bat. They needed an arm. And they couldn't sign anybody. And Frank McCourt, the fans, and I'll tell you this, local sports radio, the Loose Cannons here in L.A., Steve Hartman, feeling you, Victor Brick Jacobs, yeah, and Petros and Money, they went on the radio. The local radio guys said, don't go to a Dodger game because you are only paying for Frank McCourt's divorce. None of that money for parking, none of the money for concessions, and none of the money for your ticket is going to go to the club to help the club get better. Frank McCourt is going through the divorce in Los Angeles, the divorce of the year, obviously.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. People stopped going because people on the radio said, don't go. The only way we're going to get rid of this fucking guy is if the place is empty and he realizes he can't make a profit, he's going to sell it. And that's exactly what happened.
So it had nothing to do with the white boy getting his head back.
It had nothing to do with that whatsoever because safety in numbers. There's 45,000 people wearing blue against 1,000 people wearing Giants. You could fuck that crowd up anytime you want. But I'll tell you this, Royals fans and Pirates fans, your team has sucked for 20 years. Stop going. Don't go and say, hey, maybe they'll finish 500. Maybe they'll have an even record. Fuck that shit. Put a winning. Look at Pittsburgh. Steelers and the fucking Penguins are the model of consistent winning championship caliber teams. In the same city, you got this big bag of dog shit right on the Allegheny River where your best fucking player is going to be out of there in a year because you don't want to, you don't want to spend money on the guy. Everybody in Pittsburgh, everybody in Kansas City, don't go.
Because the Chiefs are pretty good, right?
Who gives, do you want to see winning baseball or not? If we don't go and this place is empty, all of a sudden this stadium and this property becomes a fucking anchor around this owner's neck. And he's going to go, I got to get out of the baseball business. There's no money to be made in it. And then Magic Johnson fucking comes in, buys the Dodgers. Their shit is bananas. They get the best record in baseball.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, for real?
And you can't get a fucking seat to a Dodger game.
For real?
Yes. And you know how he got the Dodgers? They had an all-day, 2-day thing planned, okay? The Dodgers that own them, like the Frank McCourt and the lawyer people, said, we're going to sit with like 8 or 9 different groups of. I might have the numbers wrong.
Right.
I might be maybe 4 or 5 groups. Let's say 8. Fuck it, 8 groups of investors in like the Marina Del Rey Ritz-Carlton, and we're going to go from conference room to conference room to hear your proposal. And then when Daryl gives me his proposal, Corey's going to give me her proposal.
Right.
And then I'm going to go back to Daryl. Then I'm going to go to Eric and tell him, okay, that's what was planned. This is fact. That's what was planned. The first people was Magic Johnson's group. Mm-hmm. And Magic Johnson's group said, we'll give you $2 billion. And they told everyone else to go home. No one else was able to make a bid. Like Godfather 1, make an offer they can't refuse. Like when and it's fucking Magic Johnson. It's not a faceless fucking lawyer.
It's
or
Magic
like Peter
Johnson.
Uberoth even. Like it's fucking Magic.
It's Mr. Los Angeles.
Right. His nickname is Magic.
Like,
and he says, my group's going to, with that big ass smile, hey, man, we're going to give you $2 billion. And they're like, well, that's a little short. And he's like, no, I said billion. And they're like, all right, you guys can split. And now Magic Johnson and his group own the fucking Dodgers. And I got news for you. In 5 years, it's going to be the steal of the century. That team's going to, with the fucking TV contracts. And
with the history of the Dodgers also.
No one's figured out the internet yet, Daryl. No one's figured out how to make that. Because soon, I mean, fucking like right now, we're looking at it already, but that TV on your wall or your iPad, it's all going to be your phone. Right now, it's all starting to be the exact same device. Mm-hmm. And so your TV contract now is going to go out the fucking window. No one has to rush. Who did I just hear saying? Oh, it was Greg Proops. I was listening to his podcast, Smartest Man in the World. It's tremendous. This is the first generation of people that have never said, Tuesday at 8 o'clock, oh shit, I got to get home.
Exactly.
My show's on.
Exactly.
They don't give a, they're going to fucking see it whenever they want to see it. So the Dodgers are guaranteed, in 5 years, the Dodgers for $2 billion is going to be the steal. It's going to be like taking fucking Manhattan off a bunch of Indians.
It's going to be like what Steinbrenner did with the Yankees.
He bought it from CBS for like $6 million.
Thank you. Fucking.
That's what Ted Lilly makes. Let me real quick. Hey, speaking of sporting events, do you skip your favorite sporting events or concerts because you think tickets are too expensive? I just told you guys there are no Dodger tickets available. Well, I was wrong. Think again. ScoreBig.com makes live events affordable. 40% of live event tickets go unsold each year. Even when the arena or stadium is full, thousands of tickets are comped out or given away to make it look like a sellout. Minnesota Twins. ScoreBig.com works directly with the box office and other ticket providers to sell these tickets. Every ticket on ScoreBig.com is guaranteed to be between 10% and 60% off below retail price. Great seats from the front row to the rafters. Purchase your tickets days, weeks, or even months in advance. There are no fees or shipping charges ever. It is impossible to pay full price on ScoreBig.com. You are guaranteed to save on tickets. I love these people. Register on ScoreBig.com this week and use the code JAY to get an extra $10 off your purchase. This week only, go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, and enter the code J. That's JAY. Always less than full price, never any fees. Scorebig.com. That's scorebig.com. Enter the code J. Don't forget to enter J at scorebig.com. Daryl, you went to an S&M party last week?
What?
You went to an S&M. I try to get it real tight up against the commercial, so when people fast forward, they miss it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I went to my first S&M party last week.
I like that you quantified it as your first, so we weren't like, now how many, like, if you said just now, I went to an S&M party last week, like, you think I would have went, now how many does that make? What is that,
I don't know,
10?
man. No, that was my
how
first.
Many?
And it was weird. Okay, because the first thing that I did, it was a Friday night. Thursday night last week, I was blessed enough to do George Carlin's 75th birthday celebration comedy show with some funny motherfuckers like Rick Overton, Maria Bamford, who I think is just the baddest comic, like, period, going. Like, she's incredible.
I wanted to do that, so I was talking to Kelly Carlin about it.
I thought you were going to be there.
At a corporate gig in Vegas.
Oh, man. It was awesome, man.
I was looking into renting a fucking jet.
It was so tight, man.
That's how important George Carlin is to me.
Kelly actually gave Mike Lacey down at the Comedy Magic Club, she gave him her father's outfit that he wore for the picture on AM FM.
That's fucking creepy.
No, it's incredible, man.
Here's a dead guy's clothes.
Well, y'all ask
try him on, walk around.
No, y'all know how Mike hang up shit and keep shit, but it was tight, dog. But anyway, so I did that show on Thursday. So I wound up at an S&M party Friday. Don't ask how my life goes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm there, right?
Let a player play.
I'm there, right, with like two friends of mine, right? So we're there, and I'm like, if I'm gonna be there, I'm not gonna go all out and get whipped and get dildos in my ass, but I'm gonna act like I'm supposed to be there. So, you know, it's like mistresses and shit. So I'm like, you know,
where is it?
It's over by LA. It was over by LAX.
At a club, at a house?
I think it's at a club.
What do you think?
Well, it looked like a club.
Now, how do you get into it? Was it an invite? You didn't just go walk around with your buddy in Westchester and go, you want to walk in that building with me?
No, because two of my friends do that shit. Like, they're like dominatrix. One is a dominatrix, and one is like a slave dude. And
a sub.
White. Yeah.
A sub.
So I went in with
And by the way, you are friends with Katie Morgan, who has a podcast on the Smodcast Network, and she came to our show at Harrah's with her husband. So just keeping the plugs going, Katie was very nice.
Oh, she was awesome.
So if you want to hear a podcast about sex, which you mentioned earlier, listen to hers over on Smodcast.
Yeah,
all right,
definitely.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. So I'm in there, right? And I'm trying to fit in-ish. So, like, I'm asking the bitches, can I talk? Because they're dominatrixes, and so you got to ask, can you speak and shit. So I'm having fun with it. Like, can I say hello to you? And they're like, normally you got to do this. I'm like, well, I'm not normal. I'm just asking you, can I say hi? I'm not getting on my knees and that bullshit because you're just a bitch with glasses. But, so they were like pretty cool, right? So, I mean, to me, because I'm not in that world. I'm like, all you is a bitch in leather with glasses. I'm not getting on my knees to say hi to you. I'm just trying to be nice.
Perfect confluence of words. It was just perfect.
But, so I'm walking through the fucking place.
I got to tell you how funny that was. That to me was up there with, fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks. Like George Carlin, like when somebody just puts together, like just for some reason, the perfect, to me, the perfect string of words. Like for some reason, I'm not getting on my knees or nothing because you're just a bitch with glasses. Like that made me fucking
I was trying to be nice by asking. So I'm walking through this place, right?
I'm trying to be nice.
Because I'm trying to be nice, because that's what they do. They ask and they speak. So
now your buddy's in the other room getting fucking hot candle wax poured on his balls.
Not yet. No, not yet. He was talking to a dude that takes pictures, but the dude is an Asian dude that dresses up like a bitch. But he looks good as a woman. Like, he actually looks better as a woman than he does as a man.
I'm surprised that an Asian guy takes pictures.
But okay.
Hey, Wang, it's a parking lot, okay?
So
all right.
This place, dog, and it's like they got the stockades, and I'm walking through, and it's a main stage where some dude is in stockades getting whipped. Of course, I'm the only nigga there because brothers really don't normally do that. So I'm having a ball because this is fucking wild. So I'm walking past this one room, and it's a bitch beating another bitch. Like, she ain't whipping her ass, but she's hitting her, right? So I like walk in, and so the woman that's whipping the girl is like, wait a second, I know you. I'm like, fuck. So she's like, didn't I see you last night at the comedy club? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh shit. She stops whipping the bitch, right? So the bitch that's getting whipped turns around, and she's like, I know this motherfucker too. And I'm like, holy shit, it's two bitches that was at Carlin's show that's now at an S&M show.
Wow.
And so, get this, all right.
How happy would George Carlin be at that?
He would be fucking ecstatic.
He would be thrilled.
I can't wait till Kelly hears this story because I know Kelly listens. So she unlocks the other bitch and she's like, "Can we take a picture with you?"
She unlocks the girl and says, "You're free."
No. She unlocks the other bitch. To go. She unlocks the other bitch so they can take a picture with me. And she's like, "Let me get my husband, and he'll take the picture." We walk out of the room. Her husband's in a dog cage that's locked. She has to. Whoa, hold up, with a gas mask on. So we gotta unlock the dog cage. Her husband comes out. He goes into her pocketbook, gets the iPhone. He doesn't take the gas mask off, by the way. He takes a picture of me, his wife, and the other girl, gives her the camera, gets back into the cage with the gas mask on. They lock him back in, and she's like, "Look, are you going to be around for like a while?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "Well, let me just finish beating this bitch, and I'm going to come talk to you." She locks the bitch up and starts beating her again. Now, Jay, I've always, as a comic, you always want to be noticed or recognized for what you do.
Sure.
That's just a weird place to be seen at, and fuck that dog. And I'm sitting here like...
Wait, when she put the girl back in the stockade, right?
Yeah.
Does she know where she was, or does she have to start over? Does she go?
I didn't wait around that long because I was
Does she
freaked
lock
out.
her up and go 24?
No, I don't know.
25?
No.
Or does she go, fuck it, 1, 2? Now you made me forget. And do you think when they pose for that photo...
They pose normal. Like,
all right, but they got their arms around you. But is she behind your head saying to the other girl, like, would you get your ass back on that stockade?
Probably not, because it looked like they were smiling. So it wasn't like...
You know who the guy in the gas mask was?
Her husband, I hope.
George Carlin. He's not really dead. He lives in a dog cage at an S&M club.
Locked up.
Joke's on us.
I know.
That's why he didn't take the mask off. You would have blown his cover.
That would have been fucked up, man.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks. And fuck Todd and guys that look like Todd.
No, it is just... Okay, and then that was weird enough. And then you have